They say money changes everything. But what if the truth is it's not money that changes, it's us? No matter how fast the world moves, how wild the stock market swings, or how much new technology promises to redefine wealth, there are a few unshakable laws that quietly decide who becomes free and who stays trapped. Today, we're uncovering 5 timeless financial principles that have outlasted empires, market crashes, and every get-rich-quick scheme humanity has ever created. These are the laws of wealth that don't care what decade you're in. Master them, and you'll never have to fear the next recession, the next bubble, or even the next job loss. Principle 1. Spend less than you earn. Always it sounds insultingly simple, but this single principle is the foundation of every fortune ever built. Every financial empire, every thriving business, every debt-free household started here by creating a gap between what comes in and what goes out. The truth is, most people don't have an income problem, they have a lifestyle problem. As income rises, expenses quietly follow. A bigger paycheck means a bigger house, nicer car, more subscriptions, and a false sense of security, but the wealthy think differently. They understand that your savings rate matters more than your salary. The person who makes $60,000 and saves 20% will often beat the one making $120,000 who saves nothing. Because freedom isn't about how much you make, it's about how much you keep. Think of your income like a river. Most people let it flow right through their hands. But if you build a dam, if you save even 10%, 15%, 20%, you start storing power. That stored power becomes opportunity. It's what lets you invest, take risks, and eventually escape the rat race entirely. Spending less than you earn is not about deprivation. It's about control. It's the quiet act of saying, I run my money doesn't run me. Principle 2. Pay yourself. First before anyone else. Most people do the opposite. They get paid, pay the bills, buy what they want, and then see what's left to save, which is usually nothing. But wealthy people follow a timeless rule. They pay themselves first. Before the mortgage, before groceries, before anything else, a portion of their income automatically flows into savings or investments. It's not about the amount, it's about the habit. Because if you wait until you have extra, you never will. There will always be another expense, another reason to delay. Think about the old parable of the farmer. If he eats all his grain, he has nothing to plant next season. But if he saves a handful of seeds before winter, he's guaranteed a harvest next year. Paying yourself first is saving your seeds. It's preparing your future self for abundance. Automation makes this effortless. Set up automatic transfers the day your paycheck hits. 10%, 15%, even 5%, it doesn't matter. The goal is consistency. Because wealth is not built in giant leaps, it's built in quiet, invisible deposits made over years. When you pay yourself first, you send a message not just to your bank account, but to your mindset. You're declaring that your future is not negotiable. Principle 3. Make money work for you through compounding. Einstein called compound interest the 8th wonder of the world. Those who understand it, earn it. Those who don't, pay it. Compounding is the single most powerful force in finance, and yet most people underestimate it. It's not just interest on your money, it's interest on your interest. It's growth that accelerates the longer you let it run. Imagine 2 friends. Sarah starts investing $300 a month at age 25. James waits until he's 35 to start, but invests twice as much, $600 a month. By the time they're 60, Sarah still ends up with more money not because she invested more, but because she started earlier. That's the magic of time. Compounding doesn't reward the biggest investor. It rewards the earliest, but compounding doesn't only apply to money, it applies to skills, habits, and knowledge. Every book you read compounds your understanding. Every hour spent improving your craft compounds your value. The wealthy don't chase fast returns, they chase consistent ones. They know that small, steady gains that compound for years will crush any short-term gamble. The secret isn't timing the market, it's time in the market. The earlier you start, the sooner compounding takes over, and the less you have to do. So stop waiting for the perfect time to invest. The perfect time was yesterday. The next best time is today. Principle 4. Avoid bad debt and use good debt. Wisely, debt can either be your greatest enemy or your most powerful ally. It depends on how you use it. Bad debt takes money out of your pocket. Credit cards, car loans, consumer purchases. These drain your future earnings for things that lose value the moment you buy them. Every time you swipe, you borrow from tomorrow to feel good today. Good debt, on the other hand, can build wealth. It's borrowing to buy an asset that earns you money, a rental property, a business, or equipment that increases productivity. The key difference is this: bad debt makes you poorer, good debt makes you richer. Think of it like fire. Fire can cook your food or burn down your house. The tool itself isn't evil, it's how you control it. The most successful investors in history used leverage, but they did it strategically. They borrowed only when the return on that borrowed money was higher than the interest they paid. They didn't borrow to live above their means. They borrowed to expand their means. But even then, they respected risk. They built a margin of safety. They never let debt control them. As Warren Buffett once said, if you're smart, you don't need it. And if you're not, you shouldn't use it. Debt can accelerate your journey to wealth or chain you to it forever. The difference is discipline. Principle 5. Own assets. Don't just trade time. This is the final and most powerful principle. It's what separates the truly wealthy from everyone else. Most people spend their entire lives trading time for money. They work, they earn, they spend, and the cycle repeats. But there's a ceiling on how much time you can trade. Eventually, you run out of hours, energy, and years. The wealthy know this. So instead of only working for money, they make money work for them. They buy assets that earn while they sleep. Real estate, stocks, royalties, businesses, digital properties, intellectual property. Assets are the true escape hatch from the rat race, because they create income without constant effort. They're the quiet workers in the background that never call in sick, never take weekends off, and never ask for a raise. Every dollar you invest in an asset is like hiring a tiny employee, and each one works 24/7 to make you more dollars. Over time, those employees multiply. That's how people achieve financial independence, not through luck, but through ownership. The trap is thinking you have to start big. You don't. Buy your first share of stock, start a small online business, rent out a room, or publish something of value. The first asset is the hardest. Everyone after that gets easier. The secret is to stop thinking like a worker and start thinking like an owner. A final thought. If you look closely, these 5 principles connect like a chain. Spending less than you earn creates savings. Paying yourself first builds habits. Compounding grows those savings exponentially. Avoiding bad debt keeps you from slipping backward. And owning assets makes your wealth self-sustaining. Every generation that's built lasting wealth has followed these same rules. They survived wars, recessions, inflation, and political chaos, yet the formula didn't change. Because money is just a reflection of behavior, and human behavior hasn't changed in centuries. When you follow timeless principles, you remove luck from the equation. You stop guessing, you start building, and the best part, you don't need to be a genius, or have a 6-figure income, or time the market perfectly. You just need to follow the rules that never change long enough to let them work. In a world obsessed with shortcuts, remember this: wealth doesn't come from speed, it comes from direction. Because if you walk the right path long enough, you eventually arrive not at the finish line of the rat race, but at the starting line of freedom. Disclaimer: this video is for educational purposes only and should not be taken as financial advice.